Hey guys, today I want to make a quickish video going over my Animate Guardian setup, the gear that I use on him, the weapons, the armor, and all of that, because I've been playing Summoner recently, and I use Animate Guardian, and people want to know what do I use with my Animate Guardian to benefit the player the most. Now this is my setup, this is my favorite items to use. If you guys have items that you enjoy more than the ones that I show you, go ahead and use them. It's not that big of a deal, to be honest, what you put on your Animate Guardian. However, you can get quite a bit of benefit if you do choose to gear it up just a tiny bit. So I'm going to go over the items that I use right here. I'm going to give also some other items that I would recommend if you don't particularly enjoy or think one of these items would be good for the Animate Guardian. As well as, this is not a very expensive setup, this is a very budget setup. Everything here is for less than 10C. I mean, everything combined. I spent 7 chaos for everything that you see here. So I highly recommend if you use the skill Animate Guardian, be it in a summoner build where it benefits the most, or even if you just like fit it into your links because you have an open slot and you're using it for no reason really besides just to have it there as something extra. I highly recommend getting a good setup. Again, cost them less than 10 chaos. It's very, very, very affordable. So first things first, we'll go over some weapons. Again, I'm going to go over my favorite and then a few others that I enjoy as well. So the best one, in my opinion, is Dying Breath. That is because this gives nearby allies gain 18% increased damage. So you, and if you play Summoner, all of your minions as well get 18% increased damage, which is better than nothing, right? And it gives 18% increased effect of curses on enemies, which is also very good for you because when the enemy is affected by a curse, they take 18% of whatever it is. So this is, in my opinion, the best because it gives the most benefit to both the player, the Animate Guardian, and any other person in the party, or like all your minions and stuff. So I highly recommend Dying Breath as the first one that I would go to. Also cost 1 chaos. Next up is Relentless Fury. This is another good one. I don't have this shield, but I would use this with a Victorio's Charity. That is because Victorio's Charity gives the player a lot of frenzy charges. Every time your Animate Guardian does a hit, it gives you and all your minions frenzy charges, and that's the shield. Also, if they do happen to kill a mob, it grants you and all your minions power charges. So it's a very, very good shield, and I like pairing it up with Relentless Fury because it gives him Culling Strike, which is, allows him to grant you guys power charges more often than not. And also, he gains Onslaught, which is, kind of good, I guess. 20% attack speed is pretty nice, and also move speed. So that's another weapon setup. I don't really like any other weapons, to be honest. I know there's a few others, like Pillar of the Cage God, if you use a different type of summoner. I'm not going a strength summoner, but if you do, Pillar of the Cage God is kind of nice. But I don't do that, so like I said, if you guys have others that you enjoy, go ahead and use them. Also, if you're playing a very specific build, and that very specific build would benefit from a different item, like I mentioned, Pillar of the Cage God with a lot of strength, then sure, that, all that stuff works too. And then moving on to chests. Again, this is a very budget chest. You can go Comb's Heart. If you're that crazy with it, you can go Belly of the Beast. I would recommend Belly of the Beast. If you're not going to take Ambu's Charge, I would recommend Belly of the Beast first. That's probably the best for, the best bang for its buck, right? Or you can go, there's another one, I forget what it's called, but it's like a Cassock, and it gives your Animate Guardian a lot of Chaos Res, which is cool because if your Animate Guardian dies, then it loses all the gear. So the Chaos Res is nice, and also, if your Animate Guardian blocks with the Cassock, again, I forget the name of it, but it's a Cassock something. If your Guardian ends up blocking, which if you're a Summoner, you get Bone Offering, so he blocks quite a bit, it puts down the Consecrated Ground effect, which is nice as well. So that's another good one. However, my favorite is Ambu's Charge. That is because it gives 15% to all elemental resistances. Again, Belly of the Beast does that as well. It gives flat life, which is nice. And also, it grants endurance charges to your Golem or your Animate Guardian if it takes a critical strike. And then if it gets an endurance charge, then it shares it with everyone else as well, including you and all your minions. So that is why I like this one, as well as the 2% life regen per second when it's been hit, which makes your Guardian extremely tanky. Very, very tanky with that 2% life regen. So I like this one the most just because I like the items that grant me and all my minions stuff, which is why I choose this one over like Belly of the Beast or that Cassock one. The Cassock one, again, also gives you Consecrated Ground, but, you know, this is just my favorite one, and it's 1 Chaos as well. So moving on to the gloves, there is Southbounds, which is the one that I use. It gets the percentage increased life, which is very good. That is why Belly of the Beast is probably one of the ones that I would choose if I could afford it, or if I wanted to put more into my Animate Guardian. So because percentage is probably the better of the two when it comes to Animate Guardian, because they have very high base HP. So that's why I use these one mostly, is because of the percentage increase. Also, you know, it grants quite a bit of cold damage, which is nice, and you know, the freeze and the cold resist are nice as well. Moving on is the boots. Now, if you use Ambu's Charge or Belly of the Beast, I choose these boots. If you choose a different chest, I would choose rare boots with resistances on them, because only Ambu's Charge and Belly of the Beast have, of the ones that I mentioned, have the elemental resistances, which caps out your Guardian. If you're a summoner and you get the Commander of Darkness talents, you get 20% to all elemental resistances, and the Guardian starts out with 20% at the start, as well as I have another node that grants it 16% all res from minions. If you're not playing a summoner, you're gonna have to dump a lot of resistances into your boots, so that you just get rares for that, basically. Another good one is you can use Comb's Heart, or not Comb's Heart, Comb's Roots for boots, because they grant a very large amount of flat life. However, my favorite are Victorious Flight, because, like I mentioned, me personally, I like all the items that benefit me as a player, as well as all my other minions, which Victorious Flight gives. It gives 10% increased move speed for you and nearby allies, which is very, very nice, especially when you're playing a summoner. And, well, I use Shield Charge, but if you're playing like a move speed summoner, it grants you more move speed. And also Shield Charge, it benefits from move speed as well anyway. So I Shield Charge a little bit faster. If you're not using Shield Charge, you move a little bit faster. And, yeah, that's pretty much all it does, is just the move speed. Again, you can go Comb's Roots if you don't care for the move speed, because that would benefit your Guardian the most, keeps it alive, keeps your gear safe. Or if you're not playing summoner, you would go with high resist rare boots. You can also get rid of Southbounds if you can't get all the resist on the boots, or I highly recommend resist, by the way, because you don't want to lose all your gear. So when I'm talking about resistances, it's very important when I'm mentioning the resistances. So yep, that's the ones that I choose. And then finally, the mask, or the hat, the head, the helmet. I use Lyricast. This is probably the most, besides Dying Breath, this is the most important one in my opinion. This was the only non-replaceable one in my opinion, to be honest. I've given a few examples for the rest of these, but I don't think anything is better than Lyricast, because it grants you and all nearby allies 15% increased damage, which is less than Dying Breath. However, there's other options for Dying Breath. There's not really another option for your helmet. Maybe like an Abyssus if you want to go a specific Animate Guardian, where you want your Animate Guardian to deal a lot of damage. However, like I said, my Guardian is to benefit me and all my minions, because I'm playing summoner, so 15% increased damage is the best for me, and I would not replace it for anything else really in the game. And that's it for all the gear that I use. This is my personal setup, like I said, and a few examples of other things that I would use. Also, just like I said, if you guys don't like one of these picks, or if you have a better option in your opinion, leave in the comments below. It's all good. It's just a skill, right? This is just my personal take, because I like the things that benefit me and all my minions, because I'm playing a summoner. So this is my setup, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a like, and if you haven't yet, click that subscribe button plus the bell next to it so you can be notified whenever I upload a video. If you would like to further support the channel, make sure to check out my Humble Bundle affiliate links in the description below. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time.